Can you see the tiger down there? Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm gonna... Blah. There's a tiger swimming. There's Seth. Alright, so I just went live using Big Cat Rescue and pages again from my phone, and I could not see any of your comments, but I did it because I was trying to do a donate button and I wasn't sure that I could do a donate button personally, but it looks like I can. And so this time I can see your comments. Hi Missy, hi Chris. Matthew saying hi Carol. So if you, well, tell me, were any of you guys on a minute ago when I went live from the Facebook page? And if so, could you hear anything I was saying? I can see you now, Lisa. Trying very hard not to drop my phone in the water. Oh my gosh, $772. I think that puts us over the top. I think that will definitely finish out the match to Corbett Foundation. That was wonderful. Ah, and Robin says you could hear, so thank you. I'm walking around thinking I'm talking to myself out here. And people are still donating, so thank you so much. For those of you who might be seeing this and not have any idea what I'm talking about as far as a broadcast a few minutes ago, thank you very much for being here and for donating. And what we are doing is raising money for the Corbett Foundation to protect tigers in the wild. It's International Tiger Day. Woohoo! It's your day, Seth! And yes, it is. And what we are doing is matching $5,000. So if you guys donate $5,000, the first $5,000 donated, not like every time somebody donates $5,000, we can't afford that. A total of $5,000 from you guys, and we will match it with $5,000 of our own. And so we're going to send a total of $10,000 or more. If more people donate, we'll send it to the Corbett Foundation to protect tigers in the wild. And the way that they're doing that is building fences around open wells. The wells are by the villages where people get their water, but the problem is that they don't have fences around them. And so in the night, when the cats are chasing their prey, they fall in the wells and they drown. Or sometimes there's some heroic measures to try and get them out of the wells, but you can imagine how scary that is. So nobody really wants to do it that way. Let me see if I can get a better angle on him. Without dropping my phone. Yes, you're so handsome. You're just so handsome. So we think we can fence in 100 wells based on what they have told us. We've already done a bunch of them, and we were very pleased with the results. They were very quick to use the money that we sent them in the past to save tigers, which is exactly what we wanted to do. So we're counting on you guys to help us donate to the Corbett Foundation via International Tiger Day here on Facebook. And at tigers911.com, if you go to tigers, plural, 911.com, that link will take you to bigcatrescue.biz, and we have a whole bunch of tiger stuff there. So everything that we sell there through the end of the day, the proceeds from that is all going to International Tiger Day, or is all going to the Corbett Foundation for the tigers for International Tiger Day. Diana, I do not want to go swimming with this tiger. He swims much faster than I do. And I think he would use me as a floaty toy. All of you who cannot donate, and even those who can, sharing these live feeds is a wonderful way to do that. I certainly appreciate it when you guys do that. And yes, I heard somebody there say, make the call of the wild. That's the most important thing we can do for captive tigers. I'm always surprised when I talk to the press because they seem to think that all of these cub petting schemes and tigers in cages, that the cats are all coming from the wild, and they're not. They're being bred in this country. But the reason that it hurts tigers in the wild is that it provides a legal smokescreen for all of the illegal activity. So if somebody gets caught with tiger bones or tiger teeth or a tiger pelt, all they have to say is that it was their pet tiger, and because that's legal here in the United States, then there's not much more that gets done to them. And that's how the animals are being sucked out of the wild. They're being shot and killed there and then exported for their parts. Whereas here in the US, the problem is that people will pay to have their picture made with a cub. And there's never, ever, ever, ever a situation where you are paying to pet a tiger cub or a lion cub or a leopard cub or a snow leopard cub. There's never a time when you're paying to touch those animals that it's actually doing anything to protect the animals in the wild. It's always about the greed of the people who own the animal that are doing it for their own purposes and not for anything that has anything to do with conservation. And it sends absolutely the worst message possible. When people are sharing those pictures of them touching the tigers and playing with tigers, then it makes other people think that they're not that endangered and that they don't need protection. So it's just a bad thing all around. Oh my gosh, you guys have donated 185 over here and 700 and something over there. Oh, now you're at 205. You guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to see if Andy wants a bit of this. Andy, you want to talk to these people? Nope, Andy is sleeping. Wonder if Seth will follow us. Is Seth following us? Oop, it's a swimming tiger. All I'm seeing is stripies. All I'm seeing is stripes. Could you go somewhere else? I don't want to hold my phone out there too far for fear of dropping it. I wonder if we can see him from underneath. That would be cool. Oh. There he is. Oh, I see a swimming tiger. Trying to fall in the lake. Where is he? Where'd you go? There he is. So this is the catwalk. And you could see I was looking down on the other side. And it is full of fish who are like, get out of here, there's a tiger. We just rebuilt this whole thing with stainless steel. I'm sorry. So that it will never rust. It's looking very beautiful. Naomi's asking if there's anything they can do about YouTube videos. I'm guessing you're talking about YouTube videos of people touching big cats. And yeah, there is. Go into the comments and let people know why it's so bad and ask them to make the call of the wild over at bigcatact.com. You know, most of the people who are taking their pictures with cubs and posting those kinds of pictures, they really love big cats. And they just don't know any better. If they had any idea how cruel it is and how the cubs are taken away from their moms when they're only a few days or a few hours old, and how they're constantly being passed around and used when they're sick and fed a diet that's not good, and they never get to go back to their moms after that unless they're going back to breed their mothers, which happens when they get too big, because inbreeding is what makes the white tigers, so a lot of places will purposely inbreed. But if people knew all of that, there's no way that they would support that sort of thing. They need you to tell them. Amy, this is Seth, and on the other side is Andy, but Andy was sleeping, so there wasn't much to see there. You're just going to sit there and stare at me? One of the new things that we did when we built the catwalk, where we rebuilt it, is this whole bottom area is now open. Well, it's caged, but it's open visually so that he can lay here and he can look out across the lake, so he's got a beautiful view that he never had before, because if he was in the water it was wood, and so he had a wooden wall right there. So now it's a lot more interesting for them. Alright, cat, I'm going upstairs. goodness. Here's Andy way back there. Got his feet up on the fence. Don't know if you can see that. Andy, Seth is in the water. Don't you want to go play? $530. Oh my gosh, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. You know, when I see those images, I don't know if you've seen our page about International Tiger Day, but when I see those images of those poor cats down in the bottom of those wells, it just breaks my heart. So I really appreciate that you guys care and that you're doing what you can to put an end to that. Come on, Seth, let's go down here. You hear me walking up here? Come on. It'll be fun. There he goes, out where you can see him a little better. Alright, hang on a minute here. Trying to get the cat in the scene. And I am not succeeding. Where are you? I may have to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this off the stabilizer. I apologize. But at least I can get the phone out the hole. Alright, now we see you, buddy. I think we're starting to lose the light. Seth, Andy, Priya, Gabrielle, and Sharaka all came here from a nasty little place in Colorado. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. Called Serenity Springs. And it was a breeding mill that was constantly breeding mostly tiger cubs to be used in these pay-to-play schemes. And I did a graphic. I should have put this on International Tiger Day. I did a graphic based on one that was done by Tigers in America. Tigers in America did a graphic that showed all of these tigers coming into Serenity Springs and being sold out of Serenity Springs to these other little places that offer pay-to-play schemes. And these cats are just being shipped all over the place. It's just heartbreaking that hundreds of them are being bred every year, used for a few months, and then dumped into... Are you still there? My phone just went wonky on me. Oh, you know why? I'm touching a button, that's why. So hundreds of these cubs, and we estimate conservatively 200 of them a year, are being bred, used for about a month or two is all that they're legal to be used, as far as being old enough or not being too old that they can take off a finger. And then they get discarded into these awful little backyard roadside zoo type situations, or worse. There's been some ended up being killed for their parts and sold and slaughtered for lion meat, even though tigers, it's illegal to do that. It's not illegal to do it with lions. And so we've had to chase off a number of places that were offering things like tiger tacos, or I'm sorry, lion tacos. But what was found was that these places were also using tigers, even though it was illegally, because you can't tell a tiger from a lion when it's been skinned. And so there's just an awful lot of horrible things happening to these cats, and you guys can put an end to it by going to bigcatact.com and contacting your member of Congress if you're a U.S. citizen and asking them to co-sponsor the Big Cat Public Safety Act. When you get to bigcatact.com, you'll find what I'm talking about. And I just realized there's like all kinds of comments that I've missed. I am so sorry. Yes, we are in Tampa, Florida. I couldn't quite make out what somebody was asking there about rescuing. And Shelley, you are correct. It is absolutely horrible. Horrible that these animals are being treated this way in America. Alright, I'm going to try one more time to get him to swim down here out of that corner. Hopefully you guys can actually see him swimming if he does. Dude, it's saying rotate your phone. Oh dear. I did not like that at all. Where are you, Seth? Is there a tiger swimming? Is that not the coolest thing you ever saw? Thank you for that, Seth. You're adorable. You're just adorable. You're right, tigers do love the water. And Andy and Seth are lucky. They've got this whole big lake area, but all but 2 of our tigers now have ponds. And all of our tigers have access to go out to the vacation rotation enclosure. It's a 2.5 acre enclosure. Each cat gets 2 weeks vacation out there, and it has a pond so they can actually go swimming. Cheryl, I love to see tigers enjoying the water too. I just wish Seth would enjoy it a little further away from me so that you guys could see something other than just the top of his head. And I'm looking at this at an angle, so I don't know how clear it is. I don't know if Andy ever plays with his ball. I can't say that I've ever seen him play with it. I know Seth plays with that keg sometimes. You're killing me, Seth. Yes, you are. You're just killing me. Well, tell you what. There is a camera right there. If you go to explore.org/bigcatrescue, you can watch these guys swimming all the time, and you can get a much better view than what I'm getting from my phone right here, because the camera is out over the water a bit, and it's not nagging the camera operator to keep rotating it like my phone is. So I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I'm going to be quiet and let you hear the roaring. Can you guys hear that? All right, good night. Thank you.